Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome to another Coven Radio Witchin Hour. How are you doing, Miguel?
Good, good. Tired, but how are you?
I know, tired too. I think it's the change in seasons. I think it's we've had it like we've been spoilt this summer in the UK. We've had like nothing but sun, and now all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's like grey and raining. It's like welcome to autumn. Summer is done. So I just making me really sleepy in my office. I was like looking at daylight lamps today. You know the ones that like the proper sunlight lamps you can get. You're supposed to have like 20 minutes of them, and it kind of supposed to boost your kind of mental health. So I'm gonna get one, I think. But there we go.
Yeah, I need to do something. I need a vacation. That's what I need.
Me too. I'm actually off work for a week next week, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I need one desperately.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna like chill, do some art, do some dog walking. Yeah, I got a little commission I got to do for one of Jason's clients. Asked me to do something for their daughter-in-law. So yeah, I'm gonna do a bit and then just chill out. But how's things with the Rebel Ants? What's going on?
Good. I mean, there's actually a lot going on, like always, but um, we have an issue with like the portal for Ape. We're trying to fix that now. We were trying to fix it last week. We couldn't. Actually, no. I think it is fixed. It's just a matter of like having the time to really check it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I
yeah.
just haven't had that time to like really check it. I am hoping that by next week we can start migrating. Um, I think I should be able to check things probably by next week, early next week, and then by the end of next week we should be able to migrate to Ape Chain.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah,
That's really
hopefully.
cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, what about you've got other things? Have you? I don't like. I don't want to say anything. Are you? Is there other things going on as well? I know about. I don't want to give anything away because I know, but just in case.
No, we have the overlay application that we're working on, which is pretty cool. We finally connected wallets the other day. And now we have actually the Saints in there too. So the Saints are in there. So if you're able to connect with your wallet and you own a Saint or you own a Rebel, you won't have a watermark on the whole application itself. So you're able to like create whatever you want, and you actually let me rephrase that. If you own just a Saint, you still have a watermark, but it's a very minimal, small watermark that won't interfere with your creation. Now, if you own a Rebel, it'll be open to everybody. So you could do whatever you want and create whatever you want. There's no watermark at all.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You could do a lot in there. We did a walkthrough last week, Kevin and I, of the whole application. It's pretty cool. It's very intuitive. It's very fun to use. You can put like quotes and stuff like that in there. You can put emojis now. Like there's just so much stuff in there that you can do.
Awesome.
Um, you could create your own overlay. So if you like art and you like to draw, you could draw your own overlays and import them in, and then use them within your NFT, which is pretty cool.
That's
The
really
only thing that I can do yet is I can remove the backgrounds yet because the backgrounds are part of the NFT. So I was going back and forth with myself in the mirror, telling me should I remove the backgrounds or should I not remove the backgrounds? But I don't think I should remove the backgrounds because that's embedded into the NFT. There's an
yeah.
AI that does it, and you can incorporate that into your flow of your code, and you're able to do that. There is a cost for it though. That's the only thing. So there'll be a cost to the user, and I'm not trying to give any cost to anybody. I'm trying to have people use it for free, unless they own an ant. You know what I mean? They can
Yeah,
use it
yeah,
fully for free.
yeah.
But other than that, there'll be a watermark on the actual application.
It's so exciting. I did have a little
Yeah.
thing today. It was good fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot you could do with it, like a lot.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Fun. What I like the most is that you're able to create your own stuff and import it in and put it within your NFT, which is cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I like that. Most like trait stores, like where you can layer stuff, they everything just drops in
Couldn't
automatically,
allow that. Yeah.
and you can't like kind of maneuver anything or size
Yep.
anything. So I
Here you
really
can do whatever you want. It's very
yeah, I
free.
feel like it's more creative.
Yeah,
Um,
it's I'm pulling more towards the artist, obviously, because that's
yeah,
me. So
of course.
I did it in mind with something that I know was gonna be cool for like someone who likes to draw and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah. Well, I've got a new mystic moon. She's on the right hand side of the screen. She's
Okay.
the blood moon. So that's this mint airdrop. Like if you mint 2, you get her as a bonus, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I was actually going to share, I've got like a little whip video I'm going to share in a minute. Just here we go. Here we go.
Luna says she loves it. She's one of the testers for the.
Oh, for the she's having
yeah, she's having fun with it. Yeah.
So yeah, I've been. This is my my little blood moon. So she's got as usual. She's got a lovely little story. So in terms of like during a lunar eclipse or whatnot, they encourage, or you're encouraged to do shadow work, which is when you like embrace your darker self, but you transform it into something positive. So you take things like anger and fear and grief and you use them to create positive things in your life. So she's all about the shadow work, and in some cultures believe the eclipse and the red moon is actually because the moon is wounded. So she is the healer of the moon as well. So she takes all her negativity and absorbs the moon's pain and kind of cleanses the moon again. So yeah, she's kind of, I had fun doing her. She's cool. And then just quickly before we get our amazing, let me see if I can guest on. I also have, oh, my Chrome has gone mental. We have an amazing giveaway on. Let me find it here. So anybody who mints in September will get one entry into a raffle. So each mint is an entry, essentially. Let me share this now. Here we go. There we go. So we have 3 winners. One winner, the lucky winner, will get a Genuinely Undead, this amazing OG one here. And then there's 2 runner-ups then who'll get an FU each. So yeah, one Lunar Witch is 1 entry. So if you mint 2, you get 2 entries, etc., etc. So that's running all through September. So if anyone's thinking of minting, now would be double bonus time. If you minted 2, you'd get 2 entries and the airdrop. So potentially you could walk away with like a G or an FU and a bonus airdrop Mystic Moon as well. So I reckon it's value for money there, guys.
Yeah, we talked about it on our show last week, Kevin and I. That you
did you? It was too. It was a weird time for me. I think I was doing something I can't remember. It's early hours of the morning, isn't it? That's why I was sleeping. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, you were sleeping.
I was sleeping. But yes. But what I'm going to do is we have an amazing guest.
Yeah, who do we have today?
We have Metalhead. He's one of the FCW. He's a really cool artist. He's also a copyright lawyer. So I'm going to bring him on now. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott. How are you? Oh, can't hear you.
This happens in every Zoom call.
Always do that. It always mutes you. It's really weird, isn't it?
Always.
How are you doing?
All right. How are you?
We're good. Yeah, we're both saying we're a bit sleepy this evening.
Yeah, keep yawning. No reason.
Well, it's late. It's really late where you are.
Oh, it's really late where I am. Yeah.
Miguel, I don't know where you're located.
For me, it's 6:43 p.m. right now, and I'm already I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, me too. So we're both East Coasters then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty much ready to pass out. I don't know how you're.
Oh, so how's things with you? Like, so for people who don't know, Metalhead, he's part of our FCW little crew. He's an amazing artist, copyright lawyer, speaker in NFT NYC, like,
wow,
legend. So yeah, just like tell us a little bit about your journey into Web3. And
I feel like I've met you before.
Yes. So it's such funny. Vicky and I were talking about this before. Definitely at not this NFT NYC, but the year before when you guys had the booth. I think you were there
Yeah, yeah.
at the Rebel Ants booth, and I came over and chatted with you guys, and that's at the same time I met you guys. I met the uh, guys from Hostile Crypto Hogs.
Oh yeah.
Got some, then got hooked up with Megadeth Digital through those guys, and so and actually at the Megadeth Digital party, that's where I met Steve, Creepy Steve, who got me involved with these guys with the FCW.
Yes, W. He's got his t-shirt on.
Small world.
Yeah, it's like everything is connected. So that's it. It's funny. I think I kind of got into this space because of work. So, like Vicky said, I'm a copyright lawyer. I do a lot of art and entertainment and media, legal work. Lot of litigation, a lot of fighting with people, but other stuff too. And so, we go to conferences and we go to events, and some of my partners I'm very jealous of. They go to Comic-Con. I haven't gotten to do that yet, but I did go to Art Basel a couple of times in Miami, and that kind of introduced me to the world of NFT art through Maker's Place. Maker's Place had a booth at one of the satellite fairs. I met those guys. I started to kind of actually understand what this stuff was all about. It wasn't just Bored Apes and things like that. So that got me started on collecting, and then as I started collecting, I was like, I wonder if I could do this too. And so, kind of as an experiment, I started making some stuff of my own and seeing like, let's see if anybody actually would be interested in buying a piece of art that I made, and not not quitting my day job, but it's an amazing way to not only scratch the creative itch, but make awesome friends like you guys and the CW crew and all these other communities that I'm part of that are just awesome. So I got really into collecting. I got really into creating. And so NFT NYC became one of my kind of annual business development things, for lack of a better term, for both my law practice and my art practice. So I've had pieces displayed there, and through the community showcase, and I've spoken a couple of times, and so it's a really cool way of kind of merging those two worlds, and it's been really fun the last couple of years.
So were you creating before, like, you got into the NFTs, or was it that sort of spurred your creative need, if you know what I mean? Have you always been creative?
Yeah.
Like, did you were you creating when you were younger? Was your family creative?
Yeah. So this during kind of this phase of my life is the NFT stuff is what's got me back into visual art. I've always been creative. As a kid, I was always drawing, and I had a million sketchbooks and pads everywhere, and I was actually pretty good for a while. And it's been a long time. I liked I took all the kind of on advanced art classes when I was in high school, and but I never took it much further than that. But I also I write. I do some creative writing. I play bass. I played bass since I was 18 years old. So I dabble in a lot of things creatively. Yeah. This is kind of the latest incarnation of that. And it's the one that I think has stuck.
Yeah.
Most consistently. I'll pick up the bass when I have a gig to play. I don't, as much as I wish I had the time to go in the basement and just play. I just don't have the time to do it. And writing is, if you really don't spend all your time on that craft, it's hard. But I have written a whole bunch of things that I'm happy with, but this is really kind of stuck with me. That's
cool.
The visual art.
So
but yeah, my mom was creative. My dad's an engineer, so he's very scientific. My mom was a good artist. Yeah, so I got it.
So do you play in a band? I can see all your guitars behind
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so there's an acoustic bass in the back. That one I can actually play. This one is just for show. That's an 80s Ibanez that a good one of my oldest friends gifted to me that he's had since he was like 14.
Oh wow.
But I play in I play in bands on and off. We kind of have like a little like dad band for like my kids' school. Like there's a bunch of dads that play together, and sometimes we'll play at kind of like school events. And casually with some other friends, and then it has been a yearly thing. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to do it this year. But I actually, with some of my colleagues at work, have a band, and we play in a lawyers battle of the bands.
That's funny.
It is a thing, as counterintuitive as it might sound. There's a really cool organization called Law Rocks, and they do concerts literally around the world. I mean, they have some in they might have one in London, and they might have one in like Sydney, but lots of the major cities in the United States. And so we've played in that, and it's a fundraiser. It's a charity fundraiser. Yes, the bass line is the soul of the music. Thank you. Appreciate that. Not bass players are often overlooked.
Yeah.
So I've played in that with that band for we've done the show like maybe 6 or 7 times. It's really fun. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. Unfortunately, the schedules are probably not going to work out this year, but yeah, that's my main kind of gig.
That sounds so much fun. I didn't know that about you. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's
cool.
super fun.
That's awesome. Well, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna switch screens and share some of your art. So, is there any particular order, or can I just go?
Yeah, whatever.
So,
Yeah, whatever you want.
Let's start with then. We'll start with this hypernatural. I was looking. I did pick up another piece earlier, by the way. I was looking.
Saw that. I got the notification. I was like, oh. And then I had to go on OpenSea, and I was in the middle of typing my thank you tweet to you, and but when this started, so I will say thank you right now.
I was going to do a tweet, and I thought I'll wait till I've chatted to you, and I'll tell you. So tell us about this collection. This is slightly different to your other stuff, but yeah, this is a quite recent collection, isn't it?
Yeah, this literally I just minted these today.
So
it's like it's kind of a combo of a bunch of the things I do. Like my primary style is like glitch aesthetic on top of photography. So I'll take photographs and manipulate the hell out of them until they're oftentimes like completely unrecognizable. Then on the polar opposite of that, I started a small collection on Skerpy that was called Just Photos, and it is what it is. And it's mostly flowers and nature stuff. So then I started going back to a thing that I had been doing earlier on when I was still on Maker's Place, which was taking those kinds of photos, but not doing as much glitch work, but really like messing with the colors.
Yeah.
And so these are just photos that I've taken. Like this one was a butterfly on a on a branch. This I took when I was in Germany. I was
it's a monarch butterfly, I think.
Yeah,
cool.
And just like completely mess with the colors. I mess with the curves, and I wish I could get that effect again, that 3D effect. I like that's my favorite one.
The hydrangeas really pop forward, don't they? And like because I've not seen this style on your stuff before, and that's why I was like, wow.
No, this is kind of, it's new, but it's not new. It's because like I said, I had some of these similar ones on Maker's Place that now kind of sit in my OpenSea account, and I'm probably just going to burn them and put them in this collection.
Yeah.
But it's all kind of nature, but with insane colors.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's my favorite too.
Yeah.
It's it's a little different from my style. I'm often much glitchier and more distorted, and a lot of my stuff is a lot darker than this, like with the skulls and all that. So
that's what I know you for. So I was like, surprised when I saw these. And then this
Oh yeah,
is
this stuff.
all mind
Yeah.
dance. This is more what I associate with your style. Is this? I just love it. Talk us through the process. Like, where have you started? But what does that start out as? Like, and then what's the process to get it to this place?
Yeah, a lot of this, the figurative stuff, some of it actually is photos of me. Like there's one on in this collection called Pieces of the Self. It's actually it's a self portrait. Yeah, that one bottom left. Um, but the rest of them are often like I use like little models. Like you'll have
Yeah.
these like little mannequins that use for modeling for drawing.
Yeah, I know. On this.
But instead of drawing them, I position them how I want them, and I photograph them, and then I do my kind of usual process, which oftentimes starts in Procreate, and That's where I'm messing with the colors and adding some glitch effects, and I'll do some digital kind of painting and drawing on top of things, and then I'll switch to another app, and it depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes it's glitch with glitch like with the E with the little accent mark.
Yeah.
That one I use a lot. I use Glitch Studio and this really cool one called Destroy Pix, which lets you like manually I usually use my finger, but I'll use a stylus sometimes. Just manually kind of distort pixels and do the repeat effects and sorting and moshing.
What's the name of that
one? Destroy Pix.
Destroy Pix. PIX.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, PIX. And so it goes back and forth. And so when I'm done with a certain effect in one app, if that app doesn't have the next effect I'm looking for, I have to export the draft back to this is all on my phone. 99%
really?
of the stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Export it back to my photo library and then upload it into the next app. I have
like 5,000 copies of one photo.
I don't know how I still have storage left. In fact, I probably had to upgrade my iCloud storage because I have all the drafts. But I go back and forth, and sometimes I'll put it back in Procreate, and until I get it to where I want it. Oftentimes you'll see there's like symmetry effects. So I think Glitch is a good place to do that, and I think Glitch Studio does it as well in different ways. And so I'll just iterate until it's where I want it to be. And sometimes things like this, the photographs, come from the weirdest places. Like this little series of I forget what these ones are called. They're Pocket Universe.
Pocket Universe, Wormhole, is Frozen Expanse, Wormhole Escape, and the Cloud. Wild.
Those were floor tiles.
Oh really?
Oh wow.
It's like a marble floor tile, and sometimes I'll see stuff in there in shapes and be like, that looks like something, and sometimes it turns into something and sometimes it doesn't. But you never know where you're going to find the inspiration for something. Sometimes it's on the floor.
Yeah. But
what are you selling them on? Like what chain?
This is Solana. So these are on all the ones we've just been looking at are on exchange, on the Solana chain. What were the other ones like Hyperaware and some of the other stuff on OpenSea are ETH, and then I have an object profile that on Tezos.
I absolutely love this. I really want this one. I'm gonna have to get some Solana. This is so freaking cool. I love the way, like, whenever I look at them, it's like when they give me like really like 90s vibes, like early 90s like rave kind of postery kind of vibes, which I just love. So they're quite, like, for me, they're quite nostalgic to look at. But they just like, for me, that's a cityscape that I can see in that. And then I'm sure somebody else is seeing something completely different, and they just
I never thought of that.
Yeah, to me that's like a cityscape breaking apart, to me, that is. But someone else is going to see. There's so much.
I see a person in a suit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Space suit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there's a person there. Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
I can see it now. I can see his hand and his arm.
yep.
Isn't that funny? It's yeah. They honestly, I absolutely love them.
Thank you.
Have
Yeah,
you
it's
have
these
you ever put
are
music to them?
what's that?
Have you ever put music to them? Because I feel like they would lend themselves to like kind of music, especially
Yeah,
British foxtrot
I
music.
agree.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I've done for different collaborations and projects where I've set animated pieces to music. Um, God, I think I used from Upbeat. It's
I use
up
that.
with two
Yeah,
F's, two P's. Um, uh, and I would match kind of like because some of these apps can give you some animation effects. Glitch Studio, I think, is a really good one that you can add some really cool motion and video kind of effects. And so I have done that before, um, but I haven't sold many of them. Those were kind of collabs that didn't really end up going anywhere. There is one or two pieces that I have that use AR through an app called um, oh my god, why can't I remember the name of the app? Artivive.
yeah.
Um, and so you have the piece, and the image acts as a trigger in the app, and that activates a linked video file. Um, I think one of them is on Mint Gold Dust. I completely forgot about that one because it's on. It was done for I forget what project it was done for. Um, and I think there's another one maybe on OpenSea that has AR, but that AR also has music attached to it. So
Yeah,
when you watch it through the phone, it activates the
it
music too.
activates. Yeah. When we were at NFT NYC and like Visceral Glitch had some of that stuff going on, didn't he, with his pieces in that little party we went to. It was
Yeah, that's his thing, and that's so Visceral Glitch is a glitch artist that is also a good friend of mine, and he makes awesome AR pieces. Like that is his thing. Like
yeah.
everything he does is linked to triggers a video and an animation. Even his
Yeah.
physical like products, he has
Yeah,
postcards. So,
yeah,
yeah,
he had a big piece up, didn't he? We went to like a party and I can't remember the name of the place. It was
yeah,
down by the pier, wasn't it? But yeah, and you put your phone to the painting and it did. Yeah, it was really cool. But
yeah. So I tried to do a couple of those. It's funny you mentioned the like retro vibes of the colors. Like
yeah,
I don't necessarily consciously think of that, but I think I gravitate towards it because I also associate it with that kind of neon
yeah.
80s or 80s and early 90s kind of style. It's funny, the piece that I did for Acid's Dawn of Acid,
Oh yeah,
it had these like I call them in my head anyway Atari colors. It was
yeah.
like that orange and black and
Find
um,
it.
reddish. Like I can't even remember, but I was like, yeah, that kind of looks like Atari.
Is that on
Um,
Object Acids thing? Let's have a look.
no, I think it was on Foundation.
Foundation, right now. Let's see if I can find the piece because yeah, it was really cool. Um, but yeah, it definitely does have that video game kind of vibe going on.
Yeah,
Right, let's see if we can
I,
find your one of one in here. Uh,
these were so cool.
they were very cool.
Yeah, I love his stuff.
Oh, there
So
it is.
Oh, there it is. How could I miss that? I had my mouse right over it. Yeah, this was so cool.
Yeah, there's the Atari vibes.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely Atari vibes.
and that's a collage. That's so some of my stuff has some collage aspects, and I'll use another app called Superimpose, um, and just put pieces on top of pieces. And I don't often work with a lot of layers, but something like that needs a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. Oh, it's wicked.
yeah, looks cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Let me find right, so we've looked at those. Oh, this Terrible Skies collection.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
these are old. These are some of the first ones that I made.
Oh, really?
That involved a lot more drawing. Like again, I'll take a picture and I'll see something in the clouds or whatever, and just roll with it.
Yeah.
That the one If you go back, the one all the way on the right, Neon Apocalypse, that's one of my all-time favorites.
It's beautiful.
It was literally just the sun on a cloudy day over a couple of buildings, and I took a picture of it, and I was like, I could turn that into an eye.
Yeah,
And I turned it into an eye, and somehow the nose came out, and then the teeth, and it just sometimes it just makes itself. Which
cool.
is
I like it.
It's really cool. I bet. Do you literally spend your day do you just see like pictures within pictures, if you know what I mean? Like I can imagine your brain is never really switched off to kind of seeing these like things that a lot of people wouldn't even notice, like these silhouettes and shapes in unusual places. Like that must be quite thrilling.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of my inspiration is inspiration comes to people in all kinds of different ways, but a lot of times it's just seeing something cool, or like I took that picture from the car while we were driving, and I was like, there's all kinds of weird cloud formations. I was like, I could do something with that. There's some creepy shit in there that I could find.
It's trippy.
So yeah, my brain is never off.
It would make awesome like CD covers as well. I feel like especially electronic music, that kind of Oh, you and Frisky should do a collab for sure.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That's one of my big inspirations is album cover artwork, because I'm the metal albums have insane artwork. And that's where I started like art collecting was like prints, and sometimes I have a couple of originals from artists that make heavy metal album covers, and so
very cool.
That's really what where I kind of first started collecting. Oh yeah, that one I like.
Really, epic. I think a lot of us actually, we're inspired by metal artwork. Like I feel like whenever we talk about our sort of like teenage years and what you were drawing, like most people who were into heavy metal and artists was like the huge part of that culture is the album cover artwork and the stories they told,
people tell stories all the time about they would just like buy an album because the artwork was cool.
It's really cool. Yeah,
it's true.
It is true for sure. I was obsessed with Eddie from Iron Maiden when I was a teenager. Like I drew him all the time, like ridiculous. To the point,
I love to see Eddie drawings.
Oh, it was so good, and I to the point where my art teacher, who was an evangelist, like called my mum into school and said he was worried I was worshipping the devil.
Oh no.
And hilariously, it was my mum who was taking me to the Iron Maiden concert. She was like, no, she's just into the music, it's fine.
That's really
He was like really like serious call. Mum was like, oh my god, what could you have done to be like called? Like, because I was like a bit of a goody two shoes, honestly. So so yeah, it was quite funny. That always amused me when she told me that.
That's awesome. Yeah, Eddie is iconic, and Vic Rattlehead too from Megadeth.
Yeah, for sure.
The Megadeth digital project with like Vic is the perfect PFP, like that PFP project.
I have one of those. It's a shame that it goes in the mint. I think it's a shame. I felt sad when I got that email the other day.
Yeah, I was sad too. But I guess they're winding down. So
I guess so. But I mean, I know that obviously the band is kind of winding down, but the fan base isn't. I mean, still people our age playing this stuff to their kids, and like kind of there are new fans being, when I went to Iron Maiden recently, and it was like 50 years of Iron Maiden, there were so many young kids there. That fan base is so strong still. So they may stop making new music, but I feel like to close them in, maybe it might be a bit premature. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, thankfully the music won't go anywhere, and yeah, it's funny. I was listening to Hangar 18 on the way home today, in the car. They were my gateway band into heavy metal. They were like really the first heavy metal band I started listening to, even before Metallica, which is also my favorites. But
Yeah,
Funny how
it was Iron Maiden for me. My mum took me to see an Iron Maiden gig when I was 12. Iron Maiden and Wolfsbane. And Wolfsbane. And then the second gig she took me to was Megadeth. So yeah, it was her and my big sister, like my big sister's like 10 years older than me, but so my mum and my big sister were responsible for getting me to any gigs that were in town, really, which is brilliant. Yeah,
that's very young.
It's definitely it was a huge influence in my life, all that kind of culture. In the same way, the rave culture as well, because I'm being a graphic designer, those kind of flyers and stuff. And that's what I think, that's what I love about your stuff, is it reminds me that this is my favorite collection, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool.
these are so cool. I'll show you the one I picked up earlier.
So let's switch to your lawyer face for a second.
Okay. Oh no, he looks like he's got a question.
I do. So how does copyright law like apply to digital assets like NFTs?
It's just the same way it applies to anything else. It's the law always lags behind technology, but our copyright law, at least in the U.S., is relatively flexible. It's you own something as soon as you make it. As soon as it's fixed, I call it fixed, like it's tangible. It's doesn't have to be a physical drawing, as long as digitally, saved on the computer. If somebody ever infringes on it and you want to sue them, you have to register it with the U.S. Copyright Office, but it's not a requirement for you to own it. And then you have the right to. You have all kinds of different rights in it, to reproduce it, to make derivatives of it, to publicly display it, and nobody else has those rights unless you give them to another person.
Yeah, because I was going to say, does minting the NFT actually like automatically grant copyright protection to like the underlying digital work?
So the NFT doesn't really impact the copyright at all. The work is copyrighted as soon as you make the work. Like, let's say this one here, I took the photograph. Technically, as soon as I took the photograph was protected. But then as I iterate on it and do my thing, once it becomes this and it's done, like there's the piece of art. It's sitting on my phone or my computer or whatever. I own that. The minting of it, really, the NFT part is really just the certificate of authenticity, the kind of provenance of the artwork. What I think the biggest misconception is with NFTs and digital art in particular is that, or more generally, is when someone buys a piece, they own the piece, the physical, well, for lack of a better term, the physical piece of art. This is the digital file. They don't own the right to, they can resell that piece, but they don't have the right to make prints or to make posters or to make t-shirts or to do anything else with it without the permission of the artist, unless it's built into the smart contract.
Yeah. Because I think it's built into our smart contract that you have the IP rights. Once you own the witch, you can do whatever you want with it. But I know it's quite a sticking point. There was I think it might have been Mark's space actually. People were talking about if you've painted a piece where you've got a physical canvas and a collector's collected the NFT, then do you have the right to sell the physical piece of art to somebody else, or should they be tied together? And there was a whole debate going on about that.
Yeah, I heard about that. Mark messaged me, but I didn't get the message. He was like, "You really could use a leader's perspective."
Yeah, because he's got a new collection coming out that he has physical photographs of, and he was like, "I'd like to do something with the digital and the physical aspect of it," but he would have definitely been picking your brain.
I remember when we were at NFT NYC that year, 2024, there was something there about licensing the terms in the NFT control. Like whoever buys it, there's a way of like automatically embedding the licensing terms into the NFT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that. You just I don't know offhand how to do that from like a technological standpoint. But yeah, you can build in IP rights, or even if you have it in kind of like your terms of when you buy it, like you can grant people licenses essentially to or assign it to them. Like you want to give away all all the IP rights, you can do that, but you have to choose to do that. Like, and I think people will buy things, and I don't know, I haven't had it happen. I don't know specific examples, but I know the misconception is, oh, I own it, I can do whatever I want with it.
Whatever I want with it. Yeah.
Like I own these physical pieces of art, including this lunar witch here.
I can just see them up here. Yeah. There she is.
But I can't make prints of it or T-shirts or sell other stuff without the artist's permission. That's the general rule. And I think JPEGs and stuff are so easy to right click and save. Like, I think people think they don't count as something that you should own or can own. Like, but no, it's just another form of paper. It's like it is. Yeah, it's another medium.
So how can you protect yourself against like that, those things that from happening? They're going to happen regardless. People are going to right click and save.
Yep. There's not a ton you can do to stop people from doing that. Like I know there are some platforms where you can't save it from the from the marketplace or from the platform. Yeah. I've and sometimes it's like a low res version, so you're not getting like the real one.
Yeah, that's true.
So if there are technological ways of doing that, then you certainly should try that. But if for people who are making their living off of being an artist and making like serious pieces that they're selling, and they're spending a lot of time and money on it, at least in the US, it's worth considering registering them, because that's the only way you can enforce your copyright in court. Like, if you're selling, and litigation here is so expensive, like it sadly, it's almost like pointless to try to sue somebody for saving one of your pieces, because you're going to spend more on the litigation than you are on than you'll ever get back in damages. But you can't, in theory, you can't do anything about it unless you register. And we're like the only country, I think, in the world that still requires that formality before suing. I don't know all the countries, but we're certainly one of the few, if not the only ones. So, whatever kind of legal formalities, putting a copyright notice on it, watermarking, to be able to prove that somebody took something, if you're putting stuff on your own website, maybe you watermark it so that if people try to steal it, they're getting one with a watermark on it, and that kind of sucks. I mean, it's protecting digital assets is pretty tough. There are takedown procedures too, right? Like if somebody is selling something on Etsy that has your on it, the platforms have their own takedown procedures, and at least in the US, you can send the platforms a demand to remove that material.
That's happened to me on Etsy.
Did it?
Yeah. Someone took my. I had this. It's probably the piece that I've sold the most, because I did this bride and groom sugar skull kissing, and people went nuts for it, and I was doing wedding invites for people and everything, and somebody just stole the image and was printing it, or sublimation, I guess it was, onto China and selling it as a tea set for weddings. I was I messaged her, and the thing is, she did a really nice job, and I messaged her, and she was foolish really, because I said, look, you can't just use this image. It's mine. I found it on Google, so I assumed I could just use it. And I was like, well, no, I created that. I drew that. Here's my sort of sketches, blah, blah, blah. And I said, but how about we do a collab? Because I really love what you've done, and I'd love to come up with something together. I was just I just thought, actually, it's a massive form of flattery what she's done, and what she's done is really beautiful. But she kind of didn't, she didn't bite. She just took it down and disappeared. And I thought I was really silly, because we could have created a really lovely package together. I was making these beautiful handmade wedding invites that were personalized with these like wallets, and kind of, they were really like, they would take me hours upon hours to make. But yeah, it's a funny one, but that has happened to me twice. Once on Etsy and then once on Instagram, somebody was basically stealing all my sketches and putting them on their profile and saying they just created them. And at the time, it was when I had, the algorithm was a little bit different, and my followers were seeing them and messaging me going, this girl keeps saying she's like doing your stuff.
It's you.
But I got her account removed. I reported it and the account was removed. But
You know what I wonder though? Let's say, for example, like I own, I don't know, whatever NFT, and I have the copyrights for it, and I start my own business of like, I don't know, selling beer. And then I decide to sell my NFT. What happens then?
Oh, so
You
you
mean you sell the art itself? Like you sell that piece of art?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. As long as you're not selling the licensing the rights or assigning the rights, if you sell the physical piece of art, it's still, to me, it's a physical piece of art. There's a difference between the object and the rights in the object, or the rights
if I
to the
sell the rights
creative experience.
with it, the person who buys it, do they have the right to tell me like, hey, I don't want you to sell the beer anymore with that picture on it?
If you sold the rights to it, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, because
Like,
imagine you're selling millions of beer out there.
yeah. So yeah, you definitely would not want to sell the rights along with something that you used as brand. Though the interesting thing is that there's a difference between copyright and trademark, and people conflate them all the time. The trademark is like the branding, the source identifier, and the copyright protected work is the art. But you can copyright a logo, and obviously a logo can be artistic, and you can make a lot of things a trademark that aren't just a logo or a word or a phrase or something. Disney does this with Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie went into the public domain, I think, last year, but that's the only version of Mickey Mouse that went into the public domain. So for years before that happened, you go and watch like the original Frozen movie from however many years ago that was. You'll see a little opener with a Steamboat Willie kind of dancing on top of the Disney logo or whatever. It's like a little intro. They're building trademark rights in Steamboat Willie. So you can make a Steamboat Willie horror movie if you want, but you can't sell, Steamboat Willie branded whatever products. It depends on what the product is, but they're staking a claim in the trademark because they're losing the copyright protection. It's very clever. It's very smart.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, me and Fraser have been talking a little bit about trademarking Cute and Creepy Gang as we're starting to do more stuff. So I think I'm going to work on that, because obviously I'd have to doing the trading cards, and we're starting to branch into other little things now, and I feel like it'd be just awful if someone stole that, or kind of started using it. I mean, I think we've got a good proof case that we were there first, but it'd be better if we trademarked it. So yeah.
I don't know what that looks like in the UK, but let me know if you need help doing it here, because that's because it's you would have at least in the US, like, you get trademark rights from use, like you have to use it in connection with selling a product or a service. You accrue rights even if you haven't registered it, but in the US it's still best practice to register it. You get more. I think
it's similar to the UK. I think it's similar in the UK. When I was looking, I would have to also trademark within different like sectors, essentially. Like my clothing would be different to the trading marks, and if we were thinking about doing toys, you'd have to trade, like all sorts of stuff really. So I'm definitely gonna. Oh, someone's got a question. Are you guys seeing questions?
Yes, I'm seeing the questions. I did see one about how long before art becomes public domain.
Domain if you endowed it to a trust.
I don't think so. I mean, that's just transfer of ownership. Like you would assign it to the trust, and the trust would own it. Depends on the terms of the assignment, I think. By the way, not legal advice. Do your own research.
This is not.
Statements expressed herein do not reflect the views of my firm, my partners, my clients, etc. This is a disclaimer I have to do every time I do a speaking engagement.
And then how
But
long?
what's that?
He's asking how long before art becomes public domain.
So in the U.S., copyright protection lasts for the life of the author plus another 70 years.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
if the author is a company or is created under a pseudonym, I think it's 95 years from, I don't know whether it's creation or publication. I always forget that. But for an individual, it's life plus 70. And then, like, if you look at Duke Law School has a cool website called dedicated to the public domain day. So January 1st, 2025, works from 1929 go into the public domain. So in 2026, it'll be works from 1930, and then so on and so forth. So and again, under U.S. law, this is not not for any other countries, as far as I know.
Yeah, for a little while in the UK. I don't know whether you guys have it out there, but I was part of an artist's copyright protection group, essentially, where you register and like have a little subscription, and then you upload all your creations to their general, like, as proof of like you've created it, and it'd be all dated, and they'd catalog it and keep it as a record. I think it was called something like Acid, artist copyright something, I can't remember, but it was, and then you, with that subscription, you got like free advice on copyright and stuff. It was kind of a quite, I don't know, it might be worth, if anyone's watching, it was quite an interesting little thing to kind of protect yourself, but I'm not sure how useful
How
that
do I
is.
put something? Yeah, there are a lot of organizations that'll help help you with things like that, registering and making sure your stuff is protected. And you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for it. Like in the U.S., there's volunteer lawyers for the arts. They have certain parameters on, you need to income levels and stuff. Like, not everybody can use them, but they typically will kind of outsource work to younger lawyers at really big firms who want to get experience, handling clients and doing stuff in the arts. And so I did a couple of projects for them when I was at my previous firm. So they're a good organization. There's a request for me to share the link, I think, to that Duke University page. How do I do that? I can search, but I don't know if I can comment.
Okay. What was
I can send it to you.
Send it to me and I'll pop it in the comment.
Yeah, I'll send it to you on X.
But yeah, how did you get what led you into copyright law? Like what was the oh, I've got it. I'll post it in now. What led you down that path rather than any other sort of practice?
So I went to college. My degree was in journalism. So I always wanted to do something that involved writing and analysis and stuff like that. But I liked it, but I realized that the other people in my program really liked it. Like, they wanted to be reporters. I went to school in DC, so like these were going to government hearings and reporting on the political issues of the day and whatever. And I was like, I just wanted to listen to music and like write record reviews, and which I was the music editor for a year or two, and then but I didn't. It wasn't grabbing me, and then I had to take a communications law class to complete my major. And so I started learning about, the First Amendment and free speech and privacy and defamation. And I think we might have done a little bit of IP, a little bit of copyright stuff there. And that's kind of when the light bulb went off. I was like, oh, I can do, like, I really like this style of thinking, and I like the analysis, and I can marry that with the writing, because there's a ton of writing. And I can go and do something in the arts and in entertainment, and make a career out of that and still kind of be in the creative industries. And so, IP was the way to do that. And so I tried to focus my education on learning as much about trademarks, entertainment law, music law. Music law is very complicated. And that was that aha moment during that one class. And that professor he was the reason that I went to law school, and years later she became a client of mine. So it all comes around full circle. So I remind her every time I see her that she's the reason I'm here.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a really lovely story. I love that. That's so cool. Oh, I got to go through this collection. This is my fave. So what's the inspiration for this collection, Hyper Aware? What was your concept behind it?
So it's funny you asked me earlier about is my brain always going and seeing things, and that was kind of the inspiration for it. I'm 43. When I was last year, I was 42 before I figured out that I had ADD. Anxiety, sure, been treated for anxiety for forever. It's not anxiety; it's a knock-on effect of having ADD. And I had no idea, because when you were a kid in the 90s and the 80s, when you heard the term ADD, it was like, it's that kid that's running around the classroom and causing trouble and not listening to it. And that wasn't me. I was a straight A student, and I liked school, and I was well behaved. And so when I was talking to some experts, they were like, yeah, it comes in a whole lot of flavors, and they listed off kind of all the things that make up the general kind of profile. And I was like, oh shit, that's me. Finally kind of get why I do a lot of the things that I do and think that and that just kind of really kind of opened up a lot of things for me. And one of the in reading about it, one of the things that I learned about was hyperfocus, which is yes, it's hard to pay attention, it's organized, and I'm thinking of a million things a minute, but then there's something that I'm really interested in, and it's like the rest of the world disappears, and you could just do it for hours. And so that's, I think, one of the reasons why I'm so into this art practice, is that I'm really hyper focused on it. But I remember reading somewhere the term hyper aware, and being hyper aware of everything. I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that, and I'm and I can't process it all because I want all the dopamine all the time, and what the hell do I do with that? And so the word is what kind of gave me the inspiration of I could make something out of that.
Yeah.
And I figured it should be a person. It should be figurative. And I don't know whether I already had the picture of the little person staring into space, or if I did that on purpose. I can't remember how that came together, but I was just it's very kind of PFP-able. It's not like your PFP project does in the kind of classic sense of the term, but it's an iteration on the same thing in different ways, and each one is kind of a different mood, or a different your brain is doing this, your brain is doing that, and sometimes there's something up in that corner that the person is looking at. Sometimes it has different attributes. There's the horns, the halos, the wings, the guy's head getting split in two by whatever that. Oh yeah, there's the one with the planet.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that's the concept, and it's just the kind of different states of mind and states of being, and most of the time it just kind of makes itself. When I'm feeling inspired to make a new one, sometimes I'll have a specific idea, that planet one. I was I want to put a planet. But sometimes that one, that just based on the effects that I was doing, it came a slash right through the head, and I was like, okay, let me see what I can do with that. And then I made it red, and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I like. It's like the top of the head getting cut off. So some of it just comes out as I'm doing it, but the concept is all the same. And a lot of the times, the kind of explanation of what it is just manifests when I'm done with it. I don't really think too hard about it.
No, it's my favorite of your collections. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the one I picked up earlier.
Where does your
Oh yeah.
PSP come from? Now that I'm looking at it. That
What?
Oh, the one in the lower corner.
Yeah.
Metavixens.
Oh yeah, Metavixens. Another awesome collection and awesome group of people.
They're a really nice bunch. I was thinking of asking them to come on if they would, but
Yeah, that's cool.
they're a nice bunch. I love Jen. She's a Lunar Witch holder as well. So
Yep, Jen and Mark, Matic Addict, and Jake, and all that. Like that whole, and Foley, that whole crew is great. And Anna is a really talented artist, and so I have a few of these, and this one is the Aussie one. I was lucky enough to grab that one. So right after Ozzy passed away, Anna made that one and like put it in the drop, and I was like, oh my god, I have that.
I like the Wednesday Addams ones she's been posting on a Wednesday. They're really cute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I go back and forth. It's funny. I think I maybe have used my own once or twice, but I kind of go back and forth with this one and Psychedelics Anonymous, and what's the other one that I was using? Metal Warrior. So I don't often change it, but I had changed it several times in the last couple of months, just because I've gotten into a bunch of different collections.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to check them out. They look really
cool. They've been around quite a long time, the Metavixens.
Yeah.
They used to hold really big spaces. I don't know whether they do so much anymore. I've not noticed, or maybe I'm just not seeing them in my timeline. But
yeah, they still have their spaces.
Yeah.
I think it's it's been several years. 3 years maybe.
Well, I would say they were here when I first came into the space before we'd even launched. I feel like I've seen them around for like a long time. They're one of the real sort of builders. They've just not ever gone anywhere.
Yeah, like top of the Polygon food chain. I mean, like really a lot of staying power there. Very, very cool stuff. Dedicated community, great art. Can't ask for much more.
Yeah, we'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, I love these. They're so freaking cool, dude. You're so talented.
Yeah, these are cool. I love those.
I can't believe like how different each one is.
I try to make it as different as I can. And I've had some repeating themes like the wings and stuff, but whenever I'm making one and I see kind of like the same colors,
that's cool.
I'm like, I gotta fix that, and change it up some more. That's why that last one not last one, like a couple ones ago, with kind of like the orange like things sticking out. Yeah, all on the left. That one is like when I hit that color palette, I was like, oh, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what'll stick with me. Like, all right, I got to go with that.
Yeah.
This one's really fun to make, and I just keep doing these. I'll put them out. Sometimes I'll put out 2 in one day, and sometimes I won't put out one for a week or two, and then similar style is the based glitch ghouls. There's none of them on sale right now. They're all, the first season is sold out, but I'm making a second one. It's like a spin-off of the based ghouls. Pixel Skull PFP, also a very cool community, so that'll be coming up. Yeah, here's a lot of like skull stuff. I have a lot of skulls on
I love
on objects. These are also pretty. Some of those are kind of older, more like original stuff that I started out with.
Yeah, you can definitely see the progression in your work.
Yeah,
like you can. I think I can see a clear timeline of how it's developed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fun. And it's really interesting looking back on it that it's at a point where I can actually look back and say like, oh yeah, that looks like earlier work.
I have this one.
You have that one.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, glitch schools are kind of like these, but they're facing either forward or kind of at an angle. And,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I feel like your newer ones are even more glitchy. They're kind of like even more abstract. Like they sort of they've moved forward in that way, and they're almost like even more fun to look at because you're like, oh, am I seeing that? Am I not? Oh no, I can see that now. I feel like it makes my brain work. I find them so interesting to look at. I need to get some of them framed and big in my studio.
Yeah, that'd be I would be honored.
They'd look awesome on like perspex, I think, and then lit.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I haven't gotten into physicals that much, and I really I want to try it, and I keep going back and forth like, oh, what vendor should I use? And so with the base glitch ghouls. Next one's going to be a blind mint of 50, and 5 of them are going to have like a bonus physical that go along with it. I don't know whether it's going to be like a card or a poster or what, but that's going to kind of be my first foray into physical stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. I think people like it. I feel like that's the way the space is moving now. I feel like, people like tangible things, as much as I love, like I've got music at my fingertips on iTunes and Spotify, and I miss that whole like buying a CD or a record and like thumbing through the album artwork and the lyrics, and like kind of it's just not quite the same. I don't know, it's kind of cool that maybe the little avatar moves around when the album's playing, but it's not as satisfying as having something physical there. So I love it. Like I've just had, Steve's, like I bought that Straws poster and card and NFT, and just getting it in the post is like so exciting. You've got the NFT, but now you've got something you can put on your wall or keep forever, in my little treasure box.
Yeah, exactly. I have all your guys' stuff. Well, I have some of it here, but a lot of my FCW physicals are down where I have the rest of my art, kind of in the basement. And I have stuff on the walls, and
very cool.
Yeah.
Some of it is NFT, some of it's not. Like this one is a this is a visceral glitch.
Oh yeah, okay. I recognize that.
AR activated, and then there's my lunar witch, and then we've got some acid.
There's some acid stuff.
Look at that.
And then there's a BB all the way in the back, but you can't really see it.
Oh, I can see that's a BB right in the far corner. I don't know whether you've seen, but BB has painted her entire tattoo studio floor.
Oh, she did?
Oh, she did. It looks epic.
We gotta see that.
Yeah, I will next week. I'll get her to send me a picture. But she's used this skull actually. Where is he? I don't know where he is. Oh yeah, I've got a biker skull. So he's wearing what they call a piss pot helmet, and it's got like tattoo flowers all over it, and she's painted it massive on the floor of her studio. And then she's taken a couple of my pieces, and in the same style I've got these vampire lips that also have like flowers in the lips. They're black with red flowers in, and she's done that massive. She did it all black and white. Insane. It's taken her days, and she painted it all. It looks incredible.
Yeah, we gotta see that.
Yeah, I will do that next week. Oh, thank you so much for coming on and talking art and a bit of law, which was fun.
Yeah, it's super late for you now.
It's really good. Yeah, I'm going to have to wrap up and go to bed.
Thank you both for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you on again next time we've got a new collection coming out. Let us know, and we'll get it featured.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
I also think it's interesting the whole IP stuff, and
I think it would be a really good show actually to have talk about that, especially as we're both PFP collections. I think it's like that's a different conversation to art, isn't it, as well? And I definitely think there's that assumption with PFPs that people have the NFT and they can do what they want with it, and it's not necessarily always the case. So I might
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of conversations around this topic, so I think it would be great to have you back just to have a big deep dive conversation into that.
Yeah.
I would love. Yeah, no, I talk about this stuff kind of day and night. So
And now we're making
whenever
me
you
talk
want, I
about
can
it.
go
You
on for hours about it.
Yeah. Especially for us, because we're building so much stuff in real life. We're building so much
Yeah.
stuff digitally. Like, it's a lot.
It is a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
gotta be careful. You gotta have stuff in writing. You gotta get contracts.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you know the terms. And yeah, so happy to have my lawyer hat on for longer next time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, I shall wrap it up now. Let me go to get off this one. Get the comments up. Thanks everybody who was joining us. Oh, Kevin, you were late to the party, dude. Did he
And
miss
he
it?
was,
Yeah, 5 minutes.
he was on a flight today. That's why.
Was he? All right, okay. He's
He might still be on his flight. Who knows?
But yeah, I saw Wit came in, and we had Universal Twin Flame and Luna and GJP. That's not your brother, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, we've had a fun show. We got a really cool project coming on next week. Some really cool pixel art actually. So tune in for that. I shall put a post out early next week for that.
That's gonna be cool.
Anything you want to say before we wrap it?
Yeah, don't forget that we are switching to streaming straight to the Rebel X account.
Yeah.
So we got to make sure that everybody knows that, so that they find us when we start streaming. And then we have a stream tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thanks, Kevin, for reminding me.
That's 9, 10, 11. That's 2 p.m. for me, so I'll join in if I can.
Yeah, we have a huge stream tomorrow with Sean again, unredacted. That's tomorrow at 9 a.m. So
okay, I'll try. I'm actually at the hospital tomorrow having some stuff done on my shoulder. So if I'm out, if I survive, dramatic.
Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll have a couple of shows, probably still stream from all the channels, and then maybe in about 2 weeks we'll do it strictly on
yeah, we need to remind people every time we're on, just so people don't there's no show on. Yep. But I mean, I can, I'll be sharing it all over the timeline anyway. So
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, lol, this is Wick too. Okay. Brilliant. Well, thanks everyone for joining. Stay cute, stay creepy, and we will catch you next week. Good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Yeah.